Report presented by American Express. I'm Chris Webber. We got Candace Parker, BD, that's Baron Davis. If you don't know, now you know. And we got Big Shaq. It's time for the American Express teammates. We're going to do this a little bit differently because when we talk about the teammates, we're going to talk about Kawhi and the rest of his team. And really not getting that much help tonight when you look at the turnovers on that end. And, you know, when we look at this, Shaq, do you think that the rest with Kawhi is helping or takes away from some of their chemistry? I mean, they're playing well, but just for tonight, they've been playing great in the Eastern Conference. We know they're ahead of the East, but how do you think that rest is going to play and come into effect when the playoffs start?
I think it's going to be an advantage because if you look at the standings, they don't really need this game.
Right.
They're in second, and Pacers are 5 games behind them. So, you know, you want to play well at home, but this isn't a game that they really need. And, you know, for them, they're good enough to go in the locker room and say, okay, we lost the game, but we lost the game because we had turnovers and we didn't hit a lot of shots. So this isn't a game to, you know, worry about because they might lose to the Houston Rockets.
You know, Candace, you just heard the big fella talk about turnovers, and I know you got a package for us and about turnovers. You don't like nasty play.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Lowry has 5 turnovers. As a team, you know, they have 10. And the problem with their turnovers is they're, you know, a lot of them are live ball. I mean, here you have your point guard, James Harden, coming over and making him turn the ball over. Here you have Siakam, who's used to playing in the open floor, making decisions in the half court. And then again, right here, you have indecisiveness, throwing it to Marc Gasol, flashing, just sloppy. And when you're playing that type of game, it gives the Houston Rockets an opportunity to get into fast break. They have 15 fast break opportunities. But then it also negates your biggest weapon in Siakam because he's 1 for 4 from the field because he's not able to get out and transition on the other end.
You know, Baron, they have 19 points off of 10 Toronto turnovers, and you saw some of that play as well, but you kind of like what they've been doing on the defensive end.
Yeah, I actually do. I think that, you know, Houston is poised to make a run because they have been playing better from the defensive end. They got some athletic wings. And if you see right here, even James Harden, our candidate from MVP, is playing well defensively and has been playing well. And that's leadership, right? That's somebody who's improving his game. But if you look, they're forcing Toronto into the paint, and jump passing will always result in a turnover, Jeremy Lin. And then that results in a Gerald Green 3. Anytime you drive in the hole and you see bodies, it's difficult. It's difficult to finish. And it was a great play by Gerald Green.
Oh, good pass.
What do they do again?
Oh, another good pass.
Another great pass.
Uh-oh.
Coach's son.
No,
Austin knocking down threes.
They're gelling together right now.
Yeah.
And I think the challenge for them was always defense. And they're starting to figure out the right combinations. Who are their defenders, the team that can run and play fast breaks. So I like what Houston is doing right now.
Yeah, they're on the heels of OKC right now. And when you look, you mentioned it earlier, it starts with their defense and kind of playing together. Now, do you think, are they back into the feeling, Baron, Candace, Shaq, to where you guys kind of believed in them last year? Not that you believed they would win the championship, but you believe that they could do as much as you can. Do you think they're back in that position?
Absolutely. You know, you start seeing Chris Paul getting a little bit more and more healthier. I think adding, you know, Fareed, guys like that. You added Austin Rivers. So you added Amon Shumpert. So you got guys that are mobile, right, and athletic enough to defend the Warriors when they come to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, my only question for them, and we saw it last year in Game 7, if they're not shooting a 3-ball well, what else can they do to help them get a win? Yes, they are playing better defense, but against a team like Golden State, you're going to have to play excellent defense because they have so many weapons. So, you know, if they shoot the ball well, like they've been shooting in the first half, they can go pretty far. But last year, as we saw in the Western Conference Finals Game 7, they didn't shoot the ball.
27 misses in a row in Game 7, Candace. Maybe just one layup would have helped.
I mean, one layup would have helped. But I think the biggest test for them was when everybody was injured. And James Harden put the team on his back and got them from 10th back into contention. Now everybody's getting healthy. You see Eric Gordon feeling good. He had 30 the other night. You see Clint Capella running rim to rim every time. And the type of style they play, where they're moving the ball the way they do, it allows Clint Capella really to get a lot of more offensive rebounds and them a lot more possessions when they are missing threes.
Yeah, let's not forget with Kenneth Fareed, he's out tonight with an illness, but a left hip contusion, but let's not forget what he's added to this team. And apricot bees. Shaq Stubble looked like he has snow stuck to his face.
Uh-oh.
You ain't gonna say nothing, Shaq?
Here comes your... Your
The big
mama.
gray beard. I'll tell you what he's thinking after we come back from the break.
Big fuzzy
Gray,
wuzzy.
baby, and all.
The big fuzzy wuzzy wasn't
Look at
there.
the same. Look at the same.
Back to the American Express halftime report. Yeah, man. You know what time it is. It's coming. It's March Madness on TNT, TBS, CBS, and True TV. Now, the selection show, that's going to be Sunday, March 17th on CBS. Then the dance starts with the first four on Tuesday, March 19th. Game 2. That man, Steph Curry. Candace, you've never been to a game?
I have never been to a
You
game.
need to get to a game. That's one of the loudest
Candace
crowds.
out there.
Make it happen.
Is that a Tiger jacket?
People, Rorico, not Oracle, Rorico.
Hey, we used to have to wear
you
suits.
got
What happened to the dress code?
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
I got
They
you.
come game naked now, do whatever they want.
No, baby.
You've been watching.
Welcome to Players Only and the Auto Trader pregame show. Now, we all know the Beard is on another roll. He dropped 42 on Boston just a couple of nights ago. But can he do it tonight against the Claw? That's Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors. But we'll see. We got the Rockets Raptors next on TNT. About our second game tonight. That's the reeling Celtics and the big bad Warriors. That game is coming up on the second game of our doubleheader tonight. What's up? I am C. Webb. We got the Big Diesel here. We got Candace Parker, and we got Baron Davis. Now, hey guys, it's time for Accelerate Your Game. We should actually call this Decelerate Your Game because the Celtics, well, they got some problems. And when you look at their record, I mean, they've lost 7 to 10, 1 out of the last 5, and look at that point differential. And I don't know, guys, if it's the record is worse or maybe what's in the locker room as we look at a tweet that Kyrie Irving sent out yesterday. And he just says, I didn't want to come into this game to be cameras in my face. I don't want to be famous, be a celebrity, whatever embodies that. It's a little hard for me. I wanted those things when I was younger, but now I just want to play at a high level. Baron Davis, decipher that for me.
Can you put that back up? That's like it's like a crossword puzzle, man. You know, it's like how do you want to be a superstar? How do you grow up wanting to be Michael Jordan or play with LeBron or play on a high level and then get everything that you want and then don't want it? You know what I mean? And I think that, you know, basically if I could, you know, decipher it, I think that he's trying to say that, yo, all the commercials, the Uncle Drew, everything is getting in the way of me trying to play at a high level.
Why you got to bring up Uncle Drew? Uncle Drew ain't stopping nobody from
Nah,
getting
man,
a high
y'all was in the
level.
hey, let me tell you.
Nothing
it
to do
was.
with that.
Hey, y'all was in the movie. I wasn't in the movie. You know what I mean? Y'all cut me out the movie. It's about Uncle Drew, the movie. Y'all cut me out. That's why the movie didn't do well. You know what I mean? But
Oh, wow. He going personal.
hey, sorry.
Good shot.
Sorry.
Hey, it did very well. $7 million worth.
Okay, got the numbers.
No, listen.
That's all he wants is money.
Listen. It's an old saying that says, be careful what you ask for. Right? You know, there was a lot of speculation after he left Cleveland, he wanted to be the man. When you're the man, and we all know this, and you too, Candace, when you're the man, a lot of responsibility comes with that. And the main responsibility is your team has to play well. If they don't play well, you get all the blame. If they do play well, you play all the credit. You know, you get all the credit. Right now, since the All-Star break, they're not playing well. And I'm going to go on record and say it's his fault. Because when we're the superstars and the team don't play well, it's always our fault. And it's our job to get it fixed. Now, if your young fellas that can play are not happy, it's your job to make them happy. And I watch how they play. It's a simple fix. And, you know, we're all superstars up here, and we all did one thing to, you know, make us great and make our players great. Sacrifice.
Yep.
Sometimes Kyrie does a little too much, right? When you don't have to. Like me, when I was playing, I wanted to face up and do all the Kevin Garnett, but I didn't have to do that. So what I did, I used myself, boom, 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 get double, made other guys better. Now, he got some young horses that want to play. If I was him, I would save myself and use them. Give them a chance to go to work. Now, if they don't go to work, now you step up and take over and let them follow you. But you can't isolate them and say, oh, they're young, they're not ready to do this, because they are ready.
Yep.
They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals without you. So it's a simple fix. He just got to utilize his horses. When you're an older player, you utilize your horses. LeBron utilized you.
Yeah.
You hit the game-winning shot for Cleveland. So utilize the young fellas. It's a simple fix.
Focus on the leadership. I think what's been lacking in Kyrie throughout the whole year is he hasn't been the leader. that the Celtics need. You are probably the best, most explosive player, but you're not leading, right? And in order for them to make that step in and get back where they are, he has to take that sacrifice, right, Shaq? He has to take the sacrifice, pass the ball a little bit, get somebody open, sacrifice his game 1 or 2 times to let the team know that, you know, he's for the team.
You know, Candace, is this unfair? Because I know you have a package for us. When Irvin doesn't play, the Celtics are 9-2. When he plays and takes 16 shots or fewer, they're 17-8. When he takes more than that, they're 12-16. They average 3 more assists when he isn't around. Are those just fake numbers, analytics, or what do you see? I know you have some film for us as well.
They're not analytics, and I think it's evident in the way that they played last year. And I hate to keep beating a dead horse at the way that they played last year in the playoffs. I mean, last year in the playoffs, they were moving the ball. Everybody was sharing. Here, obviously, we're taking a portion of the game, but he's getting deep in penetration. Here is just in transition, but this is a play that superstar players make. Goes off his foot. It's a turnover. It was a 2-on-1 fast break. And then here, Tatum. I feel like Tatum plays a different game when Kyrie plays. He feels like he has to do too much because I don't know if he doesn't know when he's going to touch the ball again. And then in the half-court set, you look at the time. It's 4 minutes and 37 seconds left in the second quarter. This is normally Terry Rozier's time last year. Here again, Kyrie making plays, Terry standing in the corner. And then Morris, I love him. He's great from 3, but that's not a shot that the Celtics want him to take. You know, I think that a lot of people underestimate how important it is to play with your teammates and how important it is to get everybody involved. And I hate to keep using Golden State as an example, but you have 2 of the best players in the entire world, one of the best shooters in the entire world, and they're willing to sacrifice their game. You cannot tell me Klay Thompson, he couldn't average 30 per night if he wanted to, but he shares and he understands that there's a bigger picture. And I think that's what needs to happen in Celtics.
As a superstar, the best decision I ever made in my life was when I decided to let my young dogs play. Like when I first came in, it was all about me. I want to do it by myself. There was a kid named Penny Hardaway. I let him play. We both went to work. Then when I got to LA, you know, I left Orlando. I wanted to do the same thing, kind of help a old boy back. But as soon as I said, you know what, Kobe played with me, best decision to make. So Kyrie has to let those guys play. They want to play, use them.
But Shaq, don't you think it's different as a guard, though?
No.
Like as a guard, do you think it's, you don't think it's
No, it's just you got to be smart, right? You got to know how to delegate authority. And when you're the superstar,
and show love.
You got to show love to everybody. When you look at the clip that you ran with Jason Tatum, and they down 8 points, that's just that's a frustration thing, right? And so even if he did, you got to go over there, you got to put your arm around him, you got to let him know, I'm making mistakes, you making mistakes, but we're going to get it fixed.
Candace, I have a question for you. How many points do you think Kyrie should average?
I mean, he's at 23 right now, with a career-high 7 assists.
All right, so
shooting 50%.
24 divided by 4 is what?
I mean,
6, right? So that's 2 jump shots, 1 layup a quarter. And he can get any shot he wants. See, like, when I was a scorer, like I used to try to score in bunches, and I said to myself after speaking with the great Dominique Wilkins, 7 points a quarter. So for him, he can get any shot he wants. But you know, get your points.
It's how he gets
get your points. Now, you know what? Tatum's running. Let me get him involved. Rozier, you ain't touching the few. But, like, he got to use his teammates. And once they start doing that, watch them take it.
And they'll say, you can score the next 30 because we trust you to get us involved later.
In the fourth quarter, if them guys ain't going, do what you do.
Yeah, and we're going to do what we do. And what is that? Let's watch some basketball and act like we are working. That's right. That's Kawhi. That's the Claw. He's a bad man. And that's Baron Davis. You got to coordinate. You got to bang, 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 bang. You got to coordinate from the rooter to the tutor. Hey, don't forget to catch the starters. Now, check it out. That's Skeets, Taz, Lee, and Trey every night as they break down the league's biggest storylines. Now, the starters weeknights at 6 p.m. Eastern on NBA TV. We got the Rockets and the Raptors after the break, but first, this is how Shaq out here in the pop quiz.
24 divided by 4.
I just did Layla's math last night.
Get him, Shaq.
Hey, TV making
24 divided by 4, Shaq.
Yeah, Layla.
Yo,
Don't come out with her math class.
Fourth grade math is no joke.
Keeping you right.
I wanted her to answer because I didn't know.
In the NBA 2K League draft, Jazz Gaming selects Rhea from Washington.
The NBA 2K League is back for its second season. Today was draft day in Brooklyn. 4 rounds for the 21 teams to fill out their 6-player rosters. This year, the draft pool included 2 women and players from abroad for the first time, and included Spencer Wyman, who goes by the handle Rhea, you see him right there, and he was the first overall pick by Jazz Gaming and with us here on Game Time. Congratulations, Spencer. The obvious question here, what does it mean to you to be the #1 overall pick?
To be honest, it's just a number. You know, anywhere I go, I'm happy with, so it doesn't really mean anything to me.
Just a number, really?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. How would you describe your game and what you're going to bring to Utah?
Well, I'd say I have an all-around solid game. I'm going to bring that teamwork that, you need to be successful. I'm just ready to work.
Much as we would expect from the NBA player draft, you dressed for the occasion. You got a red suit on. I think we established in the break it's more of a burgundy. What went into the look? How much time did you spend on this?
To be completely honest, we just threw it together probably 40 minutes before the draft. Me and my new teammate, Shaquille, he just helped me out.
You're winging it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, Spencer, this is Mike Fratello, and I'm just wondering if there's a transfer of knowledge and technique from not that many years ago, but is Pac-Man anything like what you're doing now? I mean, I went 9, 10 times around on Pac-Man. Could I be good at this?
I mean, maybe. Probably not. It's a couple extra buttons you got to hit.
There are a lot more
couple
buttons,
extra
Coach.
inputs. Yeah, it's a video game at the end of the day, but you're sitting here, you're playing it, 6, 7 hours a day, maybe more, maybe less, and you're working, you're practicing, perfecting your craft.
Obviously at the end of the season you want to be in the championship if you can be. You want to walk away with the title, but what other goals have you set for yourself for the course of the season, which begins in April?
I'm looking to build a family here in Utah with my new teammates. I'm good friends with 3 of them already, so I'm just looking to build on that and create a real family over here and run with that.
Spencer, this is David Griffin, and I think on my side of the ledger, we're calling that a wine-colored suit for wine and gold, but that's a whole nother story. Tell me about your game style, Spencer, and why did they make you the #1 pick, and how did they go about deciding that?
Well, I'm an inside-out kind of player. I like to work inside first, and then, when that's there and they're respecting it, I like to shoot jump shots. It was a team decision, compete, hit me up. He told me if you're there, or when you make the 150, we're taking you. You're our guy.
Well, good for you. Congratulations on the well, you don't care. You said you don't. It's just a number, but I was going to say congratulations to the #1 overall pick, and anything seems pretty good to me.
Yeah. I appreciate it. I really do.
Okay, Spencer Wyman with us, Rhea from Utah, the #1 pick in the NBA 2K League draft. Appreciate the time. Good luck this season. The NBA 2K League tips off the 2019 season on Tuesday, April 2nd, with 21 teams involved. Thursday on TNT, you'll see the Pacers and Bucks at 8 Eastern time. Giannis, very much like a video game.
Not at all like Pac-Man, though.
Not like Pac-Man. Then the Thunder and Trailblazers. That's a huge matchup in terms of seeding in the Western Conference. It all starts here at 7 Eastern time on NBA TV. Not at all like Pac-Man.
You didn't do a lot for my confidence.